Eric, question number 2 for you in our second round. So we've seen some early success, especially in the US with the 3D technologies. Some stores have announced that they've been selling out. What kind of success do you expect FutureShop to have this time around as we launch 3D today and into the market tomorrow?
Oh, we're expecting huge things. The numbers from the US have been really positive. US launched it about 2 weeks ago. We've been able to kind of see what's going on down there, and the buzz that's spilled over in the last 2 weeks has really, I think, amplified what we anticipate for launch tomorrow. So we're expecting huge numbers, but I can say from an inventory perspective, we're ready. Stores are ready, DCs are ready. My friend Robert here is making sure that FutureShop's getting lots of inventory. And we are working with Samsung to ensure that replenishment is occurring on a weekly basis. So we're good to go.
And I heard as well that fs.ca, futureshop.ca is accepting pre-orders, and then will also be available.
Yeah, well, we've been accepting pre-orders on fs.ca for about 10 days now, and that's going well. We're going to continue to do that. One thing I'd also mention is this is the first of many launches that we'll have over the next 90 days. So this is the C7000, we have the C8000, which is a FutureShop exclusive model from Samsung. That will be launching in about 10 days. So the inventory is being built right now, and it's on the way.
Great, excellent. Lots to get excited for. Robert, round 2 for your question. Robert again is from Samsung, Director of Marketing. Will Samsung be putting more of an emphasis moving forward into 3D over 2D?
Absolutely, and I think to the point from the Hollywood perspective, the emphasis is that this is the future. This is what the consumer wants as an in-home experience. We've all seen the growth of technologies, whether it be iTunes revolutionizing the music industry. I think 3D is going to revolutionize how you watch all content in-home. The gaming community, this is going to be a massive boon to those people out there who are serious gamers, who've been looking forward to that 3D experience. And I think that on that side of it, the software developers in gaming are going to say, this is everything that we do now will be 3D. I believe that Hollywood, looking at their back catalog, everything will be 3D. And with 3D broadcasting, I think the networks will look at major events, whether they're the Olympics, whether it's NHL hockey, and say, if we want to capture the ratings, we're going to go for the best, and we're going to offer this in 3D.
And Jamie from Sportsnet, round 2 question for you is, you alluded to this already, ESPN, they already announced that they're going to be rolling out content this year. Do you think that, with the first sporting event being an opening match of the World Cup, I believe is what ESPN is alluding to, can that revive and possibly bring that into the Canadian market in terms of bringing 3D sports content to north of the border?
Yeah, it's definitely coming. I think sometimes the Canadian markets tend to look at the US markets as a bit of a test event. I'm not sure how many people are aware of this, but Madison Square Garden actually introduced the very first NHL game last night in 3D. It was the Islanders against the Rangers, and apparently it was quite successful. Oh, well, there we have someone here who was actually there watching, which is fantastic. The expense of broadcasting in 3D is considerable. The expense of broadcasting in high definition was considerable, and I think the networks are right now trying to figure out exactly how much it's going to cost to produce all of these games. For every standard definition sporting event, you need 1 mobile truck. For every HD broadcasting, you need 2, and I'm told for every 3D, you're going to need 3 of them. So the expense is there, and we were sort of laughing before we got going here that we can't even fathom the idea that the next Winter Olympic Games will not be available in 3D. So at the very least 4 years from now, but my information is that there will be demonstrations in this country from a sports perspective sometime in the next 6 months to a year.
That's great. Love the example of hockey being, Canadian pride up here on the stage. That's great. Now, Roger Christian, again, he's our Academy Award-winning art director. Roger, question for you in round 2 is, you've worked on one of the most iconic films of all time in Star Wars. Would you want to see it be converted to 3D, or would it affect the integrity or the memory of that film back in the 70s when it launched to the viewers here?
Oh, I don't think it will affect the integrity. There's the fan base around the world is so massive, and the most interesting thing with that movie, it's gone from 3 generations now, and you ask young kids now, and it's still their favorite film. So I think that in the end, it'll come, and it's such a different experience when you see it. And in fact, there isn't any question. If 3D was available, George would have made them in 3D. There's no question on that. And he always said that. That was a technology he kept looking at, but it just wasn't there yet. So therefore, George is an inveterate fiddler with his films, and he's bound to bring this up, which he's doing now. He's working on it already. They're looking at ways how to bring it. So those big epic movies drive the markets for all of us, for everybody. So it's another experience, and that's what everybody wants. I think it'll improve it, actually, personally. All of these movies, I think it'll bring them up to another level.
And I guess George would say probably would share the same sentiment as you, where he's excited for 3D, and your talks with your good old friend.
Yeah, he announced only a few weeks ago, he was in Los Angeles, and announced there that now that Avatar has proven the technology, and also Alice in Wonderland has also proven the market is there, and that's always, they have to look at that side of it, as do the theatre owners. Now that that's proven, it's accelerated his ambition to do it. So he has ILM at his fingertips, and they've been working on ways, and now that the companies are all increasing their technologies, they're all working on it, how to go into the back catalogues. You know, and people still go and buy DVDs of movies from the past.
Yeah.
I always think, can you imagine Lawrence of Arabia in 3D? I think it'll bring a whole new generation to see classic films like that, and that to me is a good thing.
Richard Bicknell from Universal Studios. Second question for you for round two is, how will 3D technology impact the home entertainment category, and is this a positive thing for the home entertainment business overall?
That's a big question. It's a fantastic thing overall for the home entertainment category. How will it affect it? Well, I think first and foremost, our mandate is to duplicate what it is you see in the theater, the quality of the video and the audio that you see in the theater. Obviously, we can't duplicate the entire experience of being in the theater, but what you see on the screen is what you should see on the screen at home. And up until now, and let's face it, with 3D, we really haven't been able to do that. And I think that's what's really exciting for us is that we will be able to follow through with that mandate. How will it affect us? I think as it has when we transferred from VHS to DVD and DVD to Blu-ray, it's going to be about managing our inventory levels with our partners such as Future Shop. And making sure that supply is meeting demand at a store level. And so that's just a transition game, which we have a lot of experience in through VHS and DVD and Blu-ray, but we also release special editions and box sets and that sort of thing. So we're very schooled and skilled at doing that. So but that is going to be a challenge for us, and as it is for our retail partners, is to manage that transition physically in the store. But I think the most exciting thing, and again, I was just speaking with Roger before we came on, was about, if you remember the early days of DVD, and I actually released one of the first DVDs in Canada. It was a movie called The Prophecy with Christopher Walken. And I think we had a theatrical trailer as a bonus feature on there. And, very slowly, but ultimately what happened was the studios created creative teams to actually fill the DVDs with more and more content. And then what really happened was that the filmmakers themselves jumped on board and became intimately involved in creating content for DVD, actually shooting content for DVD as part of principal photography. And now we're seeing the evolution with BD Live. So it's a much more immersive, much more interactive value offering for the consumer. And so when I think about what's going to happen with 3D and how excited filmmakers are about the 3D process, what are they going to be creating specifically for 3D? And then how can they transfer that to the consumer through applications like BD Live? So I think that in the evolution of home entertainment, it's a huge step, and we're all very excited about it.